It's the Digital Board Gamer here with our weekend review for the last week of September 2025. We have 2 full games to look at, 3 betas, and 2 quick updates. First up, we have Leaders. It is now a free game, so if you didn't have premium and want to play against a friend or something along those lines, now you can check that out. And then the flip side there, Zenith here, it is now the free game has now ended and it is now a premium game. All right, for our first full release, we had Schotten, Totten, a 2-player only card game. You can see here it's weighted fairly well at 425 overall and a 7.4 rating. There are a couple options here. The biggest one I think being this tactic mode. For the most part, I know there's some number cards. There's like a 10 in Battle Line and there's not a 10 in this other one. But this game here, Battle Line, with just that second little deck is pretty similar. So this one here is also rated really well, and this one I wanted to play for a long time. So now I kind of feel like I have played at least a version very similar to it. All right, this is a very simple play one, draw one style game. You're basically trying to fight over these little stones here. Each player are going to put 3 cards on their side next to the stones. Once players get 3 cards down and their opponent cannot beat their 3 cards, they can claim the stone. You're trying to get 5 total stones or 3 stones next to each other. Down here, there's a little player aid. You can see the strongest to weakest hands. So a little run flush is the highest, then 3 of a kind, then a little flush, then a run, and then finally just the sum of the numbers. So what I mean here is like this player just played a straight flush, and this player does not have any flush going, so he cannot beat these cards, so that therefore this player can claim the stone. So you don't always take the stone right away. It depends on what your opponent has or, hasn't played yet. Because here, because an empty space could be anything. So you can't claim it until your opponent starts putting cards down. Overall, it's a very quick, fun one. And if you haven't played it, or maybe you've played it in person, this is a great addition to BGA. Then on Wednesday, we had Fliptoons, a lighter deck building style game. So this one came out just this year. So far rated 7.3 with about 700 ratings. So this one here, you're trying to basically be the first player to flip 30 points. Once you flip 30 points, then there's a final flip, and whoever has the most fame, which is these points down here at the bottom, will win. Each player starts with the same deck, and you basically are going to put out each card one at a time. Unlike all other deck builders, this game, at the beginning of each round, you have to you actually shuffle your deck. So you're not sure what cards are going to come out. There could be cards that stay in the bottom of your deck and they never come out, and so on. But then after flipping the cards, you're going to get so much fame. You can use that fame to gather characters. You can also use the fame to dismiss characters and put them in this little pile over here. And like I said, then try to get up to 30 fame, and then there's one last check. Overall, this one's quite a bit of fun with the combos that you have to look out for. I like the store mechanism, how it works. You see the higher card in points is worth the most points. Sometimes you can really luck out and get some good low cards for cheap because the numbers here aren't that low. In this case, the ostrich is not very enticing, but if you can get another sheep and have 2 7s, that might be worth it. So if you like deck building or really simple card games, check this one out. For our betas, the first one here is Reforest, Pacific Northwest Coast. This is another card combo style game. Remind me a lot of Forest Shuffle, of course. It's played over the series around. You can kind of see every round has a little scorecard you're looking at. Players are building cards here, which looks like on the side of a mountain here. But you can see there are different heights for cards. So this card here likes to be the bottom or the middle. And there's cards that go on the top and so on. Every card has some kind of ability. They have some traits down there at the bottom as well. That goes with like the bumblebee, you having to have the most of that little star sun symbol. And you can see some of the plants may have it, like this one here. So overall, you're just playing cards very quickly. Like in Forest Shuffle, you're playing cards down from your hand, and you're paying for those cards with other cards in your hand. And you can see the cost in the top left. So if you like these forest style games, go ahead and check this one out. Then we had The Last Droids, where you're repairing droids. This one's a brand new game here, yet to be released. Not a whole lot of information yet. In this game, the first player is going to be dealt 2 cards. You're going to choose one for yourself, one for your opponent. But every card here you can see you can either try to repair. That's the little green gears. You have to have those resources to repair it. Then it'll go down your little play area. Or if you don't have the resources, you can just trash it, and you see you get the different resources, and then it goes in your little storage area here. There are ways of making your storage area a little bigger. By default, you can only store 3, but you can see there's things on top there to allow you to kind of cheat that a little bit. The third action you can do is you can actually build some of these houses over here. They're more like endpoint scoring goals kind of things. But you're basically playing 3 different rounds and then scoring points, and you can see these are all my completed robots down here that I repaired. And then I have 1 house built, or my opponent has 1 house, and they're all his completed robots. So overall, it's very simple and quick. You decide if you're going to build it, recycle it, or maybe build the house here. And that's pretty much it. I kind of enjoyed this artwork here. I'm yet to finish my game, about halfway through it, so I'll have to see how it all finishes out. Then lastly, we have Azure. Azure is a 2-player only tile placement resource management game. Now, BGG says this one's from the future. It's going to come out next year. So this might be a digital first, and then it'll come out in print later, of course. So because of that, there's not information about a lot about, because the only way to play it here is online. So in this game, you're trying to race here to 25 points in this little track here. But basically, you're going to have cards in your hand, and each base you can put down your little stone. But to put down the stone, it costs the number of like symbols here. So to go here, I have to discard 2 cards to go in this area here. And then like this one, the big scoring point, and you'd have to discard 7 to go to the scoring part here. But what you can do to make it more affordable is in each line, your discs make the area cheaper. So this player here, the white player, anything in this column here, they can play 3 cheaper. So they wouldn't have to discard any cards here or here to put a disc. This would score them 2 points. They draw a card. This would score them a point, and they draw a card of that color. And there they go. So they scored 1 point, and then they drew a card of that color. Then they have these beast here tokens, and these are basically going to be points that you're going to be fighting over. They're kind of temporary. Each of them kind of control a little bit different. This one here you see, and whoever has the most discs in this row, in this column here, would get these 3 points. And they're kind of temporary where you can try to fight over it, and you can actually steal it back from your opponent and whatnot. So they're all just a bit different, but that's pretty much it. And then you can see there the player got 25 and the game is over. So overall, this one plays pretty quick. You do need to pay attention to the cards that your opponent draws. Because of that, I think this one probably is a little bit better real time because it's easier to keep track of cards, to know when your opponent can claim certain high point ones. Like, can my opponent actually get 7 here? Do I need to worry about it yet? That kind of thing. For my pick of the week, I'm going to have to pick Schotten Totten. It's just such a easy, quick game, but there's so much more in there, like I said in my video review. It might just seem very basic, but it's definitely not. And then if you add that other expansion in, and it makes it more like Battle Line, and even adds even more differentness to it, that I think you could play this one for quite a bit before getting bored with it. So, well, let me know down in the comment what your pick of the week would be. And as always, I'm the Digital Board Gamer. Good luck and have fun.